Hi everyone, welcome back. The other day I was roaming through Harmon Face Values, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like the cosmetics, health and beauty area of like a Target store. It's got all of your standard makeup brands, L'Oreal, CoverGirl, Milani, your pain relievers like your Advil, Tylenol. It has baby wipes. It's got a lot of stuff. It's a fun place if you're into health and beauty to just kind of roam around. I didn't even know what a Harmon Face Values was until we got one here in Las Vegas about, I want to say a year or so ago. So anyway, they are typically one of the places that I can find new releases first. So I was in there the other day and I always look at the section that has all the new displays. You know, they always put what's new and now right out front. I'm usually pretty limited with what I can purchase because of the fact that so many brands at the drugstore aren't cruelty-free. So as much as I want to, I don't pick up the newest L'Oreal, I don't pick up the newest Maybelline, I don't pick up the newest CoverGirl, I don't pick up the newest Rimmel, which was really frustrating because they had a brand new foundation that I would have loved to try. But anyway, I spotted this Wet n Wild pencil. It is called the Retractable Brow Pencil and it says that it's new. I always question, like, is it really new? It does say that it's new. I'd never seen it before. It retailed for, I believe, $2.99 at Harmon. It's either $2.99 or $3.99. I will double check my receipt. But I thought, wow, that looks quite a bit like, I'm gonna take it out of the box because it's hard to see in the box with the glare from the plastic packaging. But I thought it looked so similar to the brow definer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So it has the angled tip, and then on the other end is the spoolie. I believe I saw 4 or 5 shades. I picked up the taupe because I wanted to compare this taupe to the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer in taupe. I wanted to compare the colors, the size, all of that. So this is what they look like side by side. You can see they are almost the identical length. The Anastasia is on the top, the Wet n Wild is on the bottom. You can see that the top one, the Anastasia, the spoolie is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit wider. It's also a little bit longer. If I count these little like rings that you can kind of see, there's 9 on the Wet n Wild and like 12 on the Anastasia. I don't think that's a big deal. I think that a spoolie is a spoolie. As long as it doesn't break off the first time you use it, no matter how long or short it is, it's still gonna be effective in brushing up your brows. So now I have them twisted up a little bit for you. This one right here with the little taupe ring is the Anastasia. Okay, so before I apply them and tell you about the texture, I want to show you the color comparison. So let's swatch the ABH first. Now when I'm swatching it, I have always felt that the texture of this one, the brow definer, was very dry. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. If the formula is too waxy, too wet, it's more likely to disappear on the brow. Like if you accidentally wipe your brow, it's more likely to take half of the color with it. So, but also too dry can be a little bit more difficult to work with. So let's see how the Wet n Wild compares texture-wise. It's a little less dry, but then again, this one is new. I've had the brow definer for a while. Now looking at the swatches on my hand, I would say that the ABH, and I'm just gonna call it ABH because it's easier, is a little bit warmer. And the Wet n Wild, to me, is a little bit more of a true taupe. So the top is the ABH brow definer, the bottom is the Wet n Wild. Now I'm gonna apply one to each brow, so I'm gonna zoom in. So I'm going to apply the brow definer first to my right eye, this eye right here. Now, even though it felt a little dry when I swatched it on my hand, it still applies pretty easily. It's not like it's difficult to work with. Okay, so the right brow is done. Now let's try the Wet n Wild. I would say that this is applying very similarly to the brow definer. Now the color is definitely a little different. It's definitely lighter. So this color I think would be great for someone with really, really light blonde hair. Usually with taupes, as a makeup artist, I can use them on all brow colors. I can just use a heavier hand if I'm filling in like even darker brown brows. But with this, I can't see being able to do that. But that's just a color issue. As far as the texture goes, the application, I would say very, very, very similar. All right, so this is the Anastasia brow, and then this one is the Wet n Wild brow. I'm gonna set them both with a little Anastasia clear brow gel. And now I'm just gonna go about my day, hope that nobody notices that I have two different eyebrow colors on. I doubt anybody will, I think they look pretty similar. So I wanna see how this wears throughout the day, how they both compare, if I still have both eyebrows on by the end of the day, if one has worn off, just, you know, see if they're both equally as long wearing. So I'll check back with you at the end of the day and tell you if this really is a great dupe for the ABH brow definer, if we can save you guys some money. Okay, it is now about 8 p.m. I've had both brows on now for about 10 hours. So let's take a look. I did film a video today and I noticed, hopefully nobody else will notice, but I noticed that my brows were two different colors in the video, but I don't think anybody else will. This brow, the Wet n Wild one, is definitely a lighter color. So the Wet n Wild taupe is definitely a lighter, more blonde shade. So rather than calling it taupe, I probably would have called it blonde because this is more of a true taupe. Now I think I said the opposite when I did the swatches, but I think looking at it now on my face, this is more of a true taupe. But as far as staying power goes, they both look the same. I think that the application was almost identical. The result, aside from the color, was almost identical. So if I were comparing these two products based on color alone, the taupe Wet n Wild to the taupe brow definer, I'd say no, it's not a dupe because it's not the same color. But it is a dupe as far as the product performance. So I highly recommend you checking out the other colors and just seeing if one suits you. Because if you can find a color that works, yeah, it's definitely worth buying the Wet n Wild over the Anastasia. I mean, who wouldn't want to save $19, $20 on a brow pencil, especially something that I know for me goes pretty quickly because it's something I use every day. I'm really happy with this product. I mean, a $3, $4 brow pencil, it's definitely worth it. So as always, if you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're not already. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. Everything is Risa Does Makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.